Okay, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala sharafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma infa'ni bima allamtani wa allimni ma yanfa'uni wa zidni ilman. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa ahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Okay. Day 5 SARF, that's fine. Okay, so fifth day of the SARF, active passive, day 1, Allama family part 1, some of the members, 4 members, past, present, masdar, ism file. Then day 3, further addition of the members, passive, past, passive, present, ism maf'ul, command, forbidding, and then zarf. And then yesterday, which was day 4, we added 2 more families to this list. The family of jahada yujahidu, which is family number 3, form number 3, or bab fi'al, jihad. And then family number 4, which was akhbara yukhbiru, af'ala yuf'ilu if'alan. So by the day 4, we have completed 3 families, 3 big families: allama yuallimu, jahada yujahidu, and aslama yuslimu. Today, inshallah, biiznillah, we plan to finish 2 more families, which are quite identical to one another, and they also have some relation with the previous families that we studied, look wise and as well as function wise. They are not the same, but they are kind of related to remember with the previous one that we have studied. So any questions, you are free to shoot by the time I share the slide. The slide is not shared. Yeah, okay. That's a pin drop silence. Good. Share the screen, and this is the screen. Okay, the screen is shared. Everybody is able to see it. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's get started then. Day 5. And okay, so why don't you create it as you are doing it from the last 2 days? So I'm going to give the hint. You tell me the family name using the fa and lam. Even though there are other types of hints I can give, but I will give you in a way that it makes it not so challenging for you. This family, as far as the face goes, like we had allama yuallimu, aslama yuslimu. The face of this family is like, it is very much like allama family. Okay, past tense is allama only, except it starts with ta. Okay, it is past tense is allama only, but except it starts with ta. The present tense is also like yuallimu. The only difference is in the present tense there is no e sound. It's all a sound. It's all a sound. And the present tense starts with yata, ya and ta. So let's get the past tense first. Past tense is almost like allama, but starts with ta. What do you get? Ta'allama, ta'allama, ta'allama. So there it was allama, here it is ta'allama. There it was allama yu'allimu. Now, here is the thing. As I told you, if you remember, I had repeated this couple of times that the present tense of the Arabic families 90% of the time, or more than 90% of the time, will always start with ya. Ya in the sense the sound of ya and fatha. That's how the present tense should start. But there are 3 families only. Maybe there are more, but at least as far as the Qur'an is concerned, we have only 3 families whose present tense starts with u sound. And those are the only 3 families that we studied until now. allama yuallimu, aslama yuslimu, jahada yujahidu. These are the only three families whose present tense starts with u. Now here on you will see all the present tense that we come across, whether it's a big family, small family, nowhere you will get u. It is all ya. Why? That's the norm. The u is the abnormal one. Those are the special families which starts with u. Only those three that we studied until now. From here on, it's going to be all ya. So in the allama you had yuallimu, no more u sound. Now it is going to be ya. And after ya there is an additional ta, and everything is fatha. Of course the last letter is dhamma. Present tense last letter is always dhamma. Yansuru, yaktulu, yaktubu. So what do you get here is yata'allamu. So the family, the next family that is we are going to study is ta'allama yata'allamu. Ta'allama yata'allamu is the family name. So if you make it into a generic name, it would be tafa'ala yatafa'alu. Tafa'ala yatafa'alu. That is your family. This is family number 5, form number 5, or bab number 5. Bab ta'allama yata'allamu ta'alluman tafa'ulan. So bab tafa'ul, they say bab tafa'ul from the masdar. Okay, so if you make the table of this sarf saghir, it will be ta'allama, then yata'allamu. So this family's root letters are same as allama, no difference. Which means what? When the root letters are same, most of the time, maybe not always, but most of the time, the meanings, the core meanings are related. This comes from Ain Lam Mim. Ain Lam Mim always represents knowledge, ilm. So allama was giving the knowledge, teaching, right? So this will be also, the meaning will be related to teaching, learning, studying, whatever it is, related to ilm. But the connotation will be different. It will not be he taught. No, that is allama family. Ta'allama is not he taught. It has a different connotation, but related to learning, studying, teaching, whatever it is, it will be there. That we will see later. So ta'allama yata'allamu. The masdar is on the format of tafa'ulan. So this will, in this case, it will be ta'alluman. Ta'alluman. So these are your three basic ingredients which you can use and create the remaining 7 members. In fact, you only need present tense. You don't use any other thing. With only using present tense, you can create a rest of all the members. So past ta'allama, present yata'allamu, masdar ta'alluman. Give me the ism file. Right. Remember that in the big families, ism file always starts with mu. All ism files in big families start with mu, and their second last sound will be e. This is the key to understanding ism file. The ism file, no matter which family we are talking about, it should be on the format of mu e. Remember this. This is very crucial, very important clue. इसम फाइल बोल दिया, बिग फैमिली है, मु ई की आवाज आनी ही चाहिए. देख लो पिछले फैमिलीज, अल्लामा अल्लामा युअल्लिमु मुअल्लिमुन, ओके, जाहदा युजाहिदु मुजाहिदुन, अस्लमा युस्लिमु मुस्लिमुन, अखबरा युखबिरु मुखबीरुन. So as I told you, SARF is all about sounds and pattern. Pay attention to the pattern. The pattern says mu-e sound. Okay, use mu-e and use the root letters ta'allama. Muta'allimun. Muta'allimun. That's it. Right? So the root letters here are Ain Lam Mim. Okay, so what is the ta doing there in the beginning of the past tense? That's a part of the pattern. What this means is, if you put any root letters group, three letters group into this family, doesn't matter what the root letters are. The past tense is going to start with ta. Why? Because ta is not the root. Ta is not the member from the root. Ta is a part of the pattern. And when something is part of pattern, it's always there. Like if you're drawing a pattern on the cloth or somewhere here, if the pattern is like there has to be 2 stars and a moon, and the color changes of the stars and the moon, the color is different. You will keep the same pattern, you will only change the colors of the stars and the moon. Here they are blue, here they are green, but the pattern will remain same. So when you say pattern, the pattern has to remain the same. The pattern says this should start with the past tense. And the present tense should have the also after year. Year is a sign of present tense, but after year put the the. That's a part of the pattern. And then the 3 root letters, Ain, Lam, Mim. So you should be able to recognize what are the roots, what is the pattern. Then only you will be able to switch the roots and still keep the pattern. But if you mix up, what is ta? Okay, ta, Ain, Lam, especially in the present tense, you have ya, you have ta also. But which is root and which is pattern? Well, we know that the roots are Ain, Lam, Mim. So the last 3 letters are root. Yata is part of pattern. Ya is sign of present tense. Ta is part of pattern. So if you change the root letters, still it should follow the same thing. That's the key to it. Okay. So ta'allama, yata'allamu, ta'alluman, fahuwa, muta'allimun. Give me the past passive. Come on. No, not to. To ullima. Additional letters get dhamma sound in past. So yeah, to ullima. To ullima. Past passive में हमेशा u e की आवाज आनी चाहिए. Beginning with u, whatever is the first letter, and the second last e, and the last letter we don't touch it. And if after doing all this, if something is left, like in this case, we make the first letter ta u, last meme keep as it is, second last lam put a kasra, done. But ain is left. Okay, doesn't matter what it is having right now, put a dhamma there. So ain get dhamma. So it becomes tu'ullima. Tu'ullima. Give me the present tense passive. Exactly. Yuta'allamu. Everything was there. All you have to do was only one change. Make it u. Because passives always start with u sound. If the verb is not starting with u, don't bother worrying. Is it active or passive? It is never going to be passive. Keep this. These are small hints and clues which cannot be taught. You have to pay attention to it. You have to extract from it. Okay, passive. Dhamma nahi dikh raha hai, to don't worry. It's active only. हाँ, dhamma dikh raha hai, then, okay, now here is coming the advanced part of it. Again, I'm sharing. If you don't understand, just leave it. Verb, Arabic verb. अगर दम्मा से स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा है, ऊ आवाज नहीं आ रही, it is not passive. Doesn't matter whether it is past or present. It is not passive. Now, if the verb is starting with u, now that does not mean 100% it is passive. It could be passive, it could be not. But if it is a past tense starting with u, now this is a hint. Okay, this is a hint for you to understand, to make understanding quicker. If it is a past tense verb starting with u, it is passive. You don't need to check anything else. Past tense starting with u is passive. Present tense starting with u, may be passive, may not be passive. I don't know. So how will you confirm? I need a sound along with it. U and a sound hai, to present passive hai. But past के लिए सिर्फ u भी रहेगा तो I don't need to check the e. Actually it needs u a e, but I don't need to check e, because if past tense is u, it has to be e. But present tense, हमने जो फैमिलीज पढ़े अभी, अल्लमा, जाहदा, असलम, उसमें ऊ से स्टार्ट होता है, नॉर्मल वाला भी. सो वी कैनॉट से प्रेजेंट टेंस अगर पैसिव से स्टार्ट हो रहा है तो 100%, प्रेजेंट टेंस अगर दम्मा से स्टार्ट हो रहा है तो नो, यू हैव टू चेक द अ साउंड. ऊ अ आ गया तो पैसिव. जैसे यहां पे युतअल्लमु, ओके, इट इज पैसिव. It is passive. So, okay. So those are hints. If not, just follow the general rule. U e sound for past, u a sound for present to make it passive. Masdar remains masdar. Give me the ism maf'ul. No, don't give me minor attacks. I told you ism file, mu e sound. Ism maf'ul, mu a sound. For big families, fixed formula. Mu e file. ism file. Mu, ism maf'ul. So easy. Just take the ism file, make the second last sound. That's it. You get the ism maf'ul. Yeah, muta'allamun, not muta'allimun. The moment you say mu'i, it becomes doer. This is not doer. This is not doer. Okay, so muta'allamun. Ta'allama yata'allamu ta'alluman fahuwa muta'allimun. Tu'ullima yuta'allamu ta'alluman fahuwa muta'allamun. Okay, give me the command. Ta'allam. Keep in mind, we create the command using present tense. The present tense is yata'allam. Okay, so if I remove ya, make it light test, it becomes ta'allam. Ta'allam is the command. Ta'allam. Okay, forbidding. La tata'allam. Yeah, keep that in mind. We will have an additional ta. Why? Because in commanding, we drop one ta. In the forbidding, we don't need to do that. And there is already a ta here. So in the second person, you get a ta. And the present tense is already having a ta there. So you get a tata'allam. Tata'allam. Okay. And then zarf is the same as ism maf'ul. Muta'allamun. 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 Are all the words clear? How did we create it? You see that we only needed the present tense. That's it. बाकी सब यूज करके उससे बना दिए. Now, here is some of the consequences that you get here. Again, there is a shadda here. So, whatever is the meaning, again, don't hold it literally every time. Most of the time, pay attention to what I'm saying. Most of the time, you will have the action as something that is not a one time. It's a repetition. Again, the shadda shows that it's a repeated process. It's in this family, whatever action happens that requires some efforts on the part of the doer. It is not something that happens casually or that happens very easily. It needs efforts. It needs intentionally doing it. That's the aspect that you get from this family. When you put the word into this family, these are some of the things that you will see. That this is a effort-based thing. It is something that is repeated. It is something that affects the doer itself. It is not something, most of the time, it's not going to be something affecting someone else. No, whatever happens here, it's going to be affecting the doer itself. So, this is something opposite of allama. In allama, the action usually affects others. Allama, he taught. So is he affecting him? No, he is teaching others. The teaching effect is on the students. So see that. Ta'allama, the effects come back to you. And it is effort based, it is a process, and it is repeated. So allama means to teach. Ta'allama means to learn. Ta'allama, to learn. Who learns? You learn? No, I learn. It's me. Ta'allama. It affects me. And learning is a one day? No, we know that. SARF itself is going on from last 4 or 5 days. Right? Learning is whole life. And it needs efforts. You can't just be relaxed, sitting beside a beach and say that I'm doing an AI course. Right? It needs efforts. It needs focus. It needs intention from you. It needs your own intention. So that's what is the connotation that you get in this family. So ta'allama means to teach. Ta'allama is like, in allama, you teach someone else. You teach others. In ta'allama, you teach yourself. That is what is called as learning. When you teach yourself, that's learning. The action comes on you. And it's repeated. And it is effort based. So he learned. He learns. To learn or learning. Learning or to learn. And the one who learns, learner, is muta'allimun. Muallimun, teacher. Add a ta, student. Learner. Muta'allimun. Tu'ullima. It was learned. Yuta'allamu, it is being learned. Ta'alluman, to learn, learning. Muta'allamun, that which is learned. So in our case, sarf is muta'allamun. We all are muta'allimun. That's what we are learning. And if you want to say someone, hey, learn, ta'allam, learn. There is a beautiful hadith, right? Khayrukum man ta'allama al-Qur'ana wa allamahu. This is a very good hadith to learn these two families. Which families? Allama and ta'allama. People always confuse in the translation. The best of you is the one who teaches the Quran or learns the Quran and teaches the Quran and learns. No. The student of SARF will tell you, Khayrukum, best of you is the one, man, the one who ta'allama al-Qur'ana, teaches Quran? No, ta'allama is learning. Khayrukum man ta'allama al-Qur'ana, best of you is the one who learns the Quran. And allama, who teaches it. Who is it? See that? It helps you to understand the hadith. No need to put so much effort to memorize it. It comes naturally. And of course, before you teach, you need to learn. You don't teach and then you learn. No. You first learn, then you teach. That's why ta'allama first and then allama. Khayrukum man ta'allama al-Qur'ana wa allamahu. Okay? So ta'allam, learn. La tata'allam, don't learn. Don't learn. La tata'allam. And then muta'allamun, you all know the place or the time of learning. So this could be muta'allamun. This time is muta'allamun. This is the time we all are learning. So muta'allam. Okay? So that's your family number 5. Any questions? Okay, if not, yeah, okay. Jazakallah. Let's take a look at some of its members, how they look like. Okay? The Ta'allama family. Read the following past, present, masdar forms based on Ta'allama, yata'allamu, ta'alluman. So again, here is the one. Okay, read it. Someone? Tadabburan. Tadabbara yatadabbaru tadabburan. कहीं सुना है ये वर्ड? बहुत बार सुना है. तदब्बुर करो कुरान पे. अल्लाह खुद बोलता है. अल्लाह खुद कुरान में बोलता है, राइट? तदब्बरो अफला तदब्बरुल कुरान. Don't you all reflect? Don't you all ponder upon the Quran? Huh? Allah is asking us. What is asking? It is very interesting. Allah is asking, don't you all tadabbur? What's the meaning of tadabbur? Anybody knows it? Pondering, reflect. Okay. If that is pondering, reflect, what is tafakkur? The next one. Tafakkara ya tafakkaru tafakkuran. Huh? Same? Oh my God. Same. Why do we need two different families? Why do you need? Huh? Zikr karna? That is tazakkur. Tazakkara ya tazakkaru tazakkuran. That is tazakkur. फिक्र करना. किसकी फिक्र? किसकी फिक्र करना? बच्चों की? कुरान की? नहीं. फिक्र जो सिर्फ फिक्र होता है, ये तफक्कर है. तफक्कुर, नो फिक्र. इसमें फिक्र की बात नहीं है. फिक्र मत करो. तदब्बुर, अल्लाह बोलता है तदब्बुर करो. अल्लाह बोलता है तफक्कुर करो. कुरान में दोनों वर्ड आए हुए हैं. दोनों भी सेंटेंसेस हैं. तफक्कुर भी यूज किया हुआ है और तदब्बुर भी यूज किया है. इन्ना फी ज़ालिका लआयातिन लिकौमिन यतफक्करून. इन्ना फी ज़ालिका लआयातिन लिकौमिन यतफक्करून. उसके अंदर निशानियां हैं उन लोगों के लिए जो तफक्कुर करते हैं. मतलब क्या? जो फिक्र करते हैं. किस चीज की फिक्र करते हैं? फिक्र में दुबले हो रहे हैं. सो Allah is asking us to do tadabbur, tafakkur, which is a very, very deep thinking. There's a difference between the two. They are not same. You ask anyone, they will say, oh, this is. तो मुझे बताओ, गौर करने, फिक्र करने में फर्क क्या है? मैं गौर कर रहा हूं उस पर, मैं इस पर फिक्र कर रहा हूं. बताओ, चलो. यूज तो कर लेते हैं हम, लेकिन क्या मीनिंग क्या है? डिफरेंस क्या है? एक बच्चा पूछ रहा है, अपना बच्चा पूछ रहा है, भाई ममा गौर करना और फिक्र करना, इसमें फिर फिक्र क्या फर्क है? हम तो दोनों एक साथ यूज करते हैं. इस पे गौर फिक्र करो. एनीवे, द पॉइंट दैट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू मेक इज बोथ द वर्ड्स आर इन कुरान. अल्लाह खुद बोल रहा है तदब्बुर करो, तफक्कुर करो. और हम हैं कि, और हमारे जो अतराफ में जो हमारे लीडर्स हैं वो बोल रहे हैं तिलावत करो, तिलावत पे ही अटके हुए हैं अभी हम। तिलावत करो, कुरान, रमजान जो है कुरान का, यस तिलावत करो, नो डाउट, तिलावत तक ही रखते हैं लेकिन उसके आगे जाते ही नहीं है। और अल्लाह ताला बोल रहा है तदब्बुर करो, तफक्कुर करो। तदब्बुर तफक्कुर इज द डीप थिंकिंग, एनालिटिकल थिंकिंग, इंटेलेक्चुअल थिंकिंग। वो तो हमारी होती ही नहीं, पूरी जिंदगी में हम सिर्फ तिलावत तक ही रहते हैं, क्योंकि हमको तो बेसिक अरबिक भी नहीं आती है और ना ही हमारे पास वक्त और वो जज्बा है सीखने का। हम मुसलमान होकर अरबिक नहीं सीख रहे हैं तो कौन सीखेगा? गैर मुस्लिम। ये अरबी हमारी जबान है, हमको सीखना है। एंड अल्लाह, व्हेन अल्लाह इज सेइंग डोंट यू डू तफक्कुर, डोंट यू डू तदब्बुर, मीन्स व्हाट? I just read and tilawat, that's it, at the max, word for word. That's not tafakkur tadabbur. That's not. It's an intellectual deep thinking. It's like, how? Why? How come? What is the consequence of this? Where is this going to lead to? That type of pondering, that type of reflecting, that is tadabbur. Tafakkur is intellectual, it's analytical thinking. The way Allah uses inna fi zalika la ayatin liqaumin yatafakkarun, इनके अंदर निशानियां हैं उन लोगों के लिए जो तफक्कुर करते हैं। तफक्कुर मीन्स एनालिटिकल थिंकिंग, दे यूज देयर इंटेलेक्ट। एनिमल्स डोंट हैव इट, वी हैव इट। व्हेन यू यूज योर इंटेलेक्ट, आयत के ऊपर इंटेलेक्ट करते हैं कि मेरे 7 आसमान बनाए। 7 आसमान कैसे बनाए होंगे? क्या पावर है? दिस इज, यू डू इट। Tadabbur is something when you think and you use your brain, but it goes to your heart. Now you are thinking about, ऐसा क्यों बोला, कैसे? See, simple way में अगर डिफरेंस बताऊं, तफक्कुर is thinking about something. तफक्कुर thinking about something. Tadabbur thinking inside something. Thinking by something. उसके बियॉन्ड, वेयर योर इमोशंस आर इन्वॉल्व. सो दैट्स द मीनिंग यू गेट व्हेन यू यूज द रूट लेटर्स इन दिस फैमिली. नॉर्मल वर्ड इज फिकर. नॉर्मल वर्ड ऑफ तदब्बुर इज दब्बरा. दबरा, दबरा मीन्स टू कम बैक, एंड पीछे जाना, उसके बाद आना. तो वही सोच है तदब्बुर, यानी इसके बाद क्या क्या होगा, ऐसे करेंगे तो कहां जाएगा, व्हाट आर द कॉन्सिक्वेंस, वेयर दिस विल लीड अस टू. दिस इज तदब्बुर. So different, lot of deep meanings are there, but we are happy with the superficial thing. There's lot more for us to achieve and stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer. When he says in the Qur'an, it was mentioned this. Did you follow this? Yeah, I have completed 4 Qur'ans, 5 Qur'ans. This Ramadan I was completed 7. Yeah, great, mashallah. You will get the reward for reading it, no doubt. But what about the main purpose of the Qur'an? That we didn't achieve. Anyway, so this is tadabbara yatadabbaru, tadabburan, tafakkara yatafakkaru, tafakkuran. Similarly, we have tanazzala yatanazzalu, tanazzulan. Tanazzalul malaikatu warruhu. Tanazzalul. Nazala, to come down. Nazzala, to keep coming down. Tanazzala, to come down. Meaning shifts. Which family are using noon zalam? Tahajjada yatahajjadu, tahajjudan. Tahajjudan, to sacrifice your sleep for the prayer. Tawakkala yatawakkalu, tawakkulan, tawakkul, Allah pe tawakkul. That's a ta'allama family. Tawakkala. Who does tawakkul? You do tawakkul. That's a self-affecting thing. Right? Tayammama yatayammamu, tayammuman, tayammum. Tashahhada yatashahhadu, tashahhudan. Tahammala yatahammalu, tahammulan. Tahammal comes from the word hamal, right? Hamal means to carry. कुछ बोझ कैरी करना, hamal. इसलिए pregnant ladies को बोलते हैं she is with hamal, right? Hamal means weight, to carry the weight. I don't know how it happened, but this word has gone into Marathi. Hamal, the one who carries the load, weight, luggage. Hamal, that's a Marathi word, but its root is in Arabic, hamal, right? Tahammala. Hamala means to carry. Tahammala means to carry the load with the responsible, with effort. Tahammal, with the responsibility. I take the responsibility. I will carry it. Like the coolie carries the luggage. He takes the responsibility. I will carry it safely, securely to your destination. That is tahammala. Hamala is to just to carry. You carry a piece of paper. That is hamala, right? Tahammala, that is effort based. That is effort based. That's you are doing it. You are intentionally doing it. Learning is intentional. It's not accidental. It's intentional. So there is this part of being intentional, being effort based, self-affecting. That's the feature of this family. Ta'allama yata'allamu. Questions? Okay, no questions? Good. Let's go to the next family that we want to study today. This is very much like this only. So this family, if you see the construction, was close to the allama yuallimu. Instead of allama yuallimu, it is ta'allama yata'allamu. The next family is going to close to jahada yujahidu. It's going to be close, and not in meaning. I'm saying the way it looks like, facial expression, जो नाम है family का. So it was there. It was jahada, right? Again, for the allama we added ta, it became ta'allama. For jahada, if we add a ta, it becomes what? That's the family. That's the family. Tajahada. And it's going to follow the same pattern as ta'allama yata'allamu. Tajahada yatajahadu. Right, that's the family. Tajahada yatajahadu. So we will study the member sa'ala. So it becomes tasa'ala yatasa'alu. This is family number 6. Tasa'ala yatasa'alu. Right. Tasa'ala yata. So this one also starts with ta. This family also starts with ta. No matter what are the root letters, in the past tense, begin with ta. In the present tense, of course, the present tense sign is ya. See there again, ya. No you. You is finished now. The present tense start with ya, but compulsory ta after it, just like the previous family. And then the root letters, which means the root letters are here. Here the root letters are Sin, Hamza, Lam, which is related to सवाल. उर्दू का सवाल, एक्चुअली इट इज सवाल, बट हम लोगों ने उसको बोल बोल के सवाल खड़ा कर दिया. सवाल एक्चुअली इट इज सवाल. हाँ, अम्मा यतसाअलून. अभी कैसे बात हुई? Yes, that's what we are supposed to do. The moment we see, it should hit the ayah that we have been studying for so far. Amma yata, surah Juz Amma, बच्चा याद करता है, right? अम्मा यतसाअलून, ये उसी से आया हुआ है. तसाअला यतसाअलू. अब जब तक हम ये सर्फ नहीं पढ़ेंगे, हमको अम्मा यतसाअलून का मीनिंग नहीं समझ में आएगा. समझ में आ भी गया तो ज्यादा देर तक याद नहीं रहेगा. लेकिन अब ये पढ़ने के बाद जब अम्मा यतसाअलून नेक्स्ट टाइम वर्ड्स आपके सामने आएगी, आपके सामने वो पूरा पिक्चर बनेगा. क्या बोला जा रहा है इस आयत में और क्यों मैं इसको ऐसा क्यों समझ रहा हूं, क्यों समझ रही हूं? क्योंकि उसका मीनिंग इसके बेस पे निकलता है. रूट तो सवाल का है, लेकिन अम्मा यतसाअलून क्या है? वो सवाल कर रहा है? नहीं, उसका मीनिंग कॉनोटेशन इस फैमिली से लेना पड़ेगा. तो इस फैमिली का क्या कॉनोटेशन है वो देखेंगे. बट दीज आर द पास्ट टेंस एंड द प्रेजेंट टेंस ऑफ फैमिली नंबर 6. तसाअला यतसाअलू. सो द पास्ट विल बी तसाअला, द प्रेजेंट विल बी यतसाअलू. इसका मजदर भी सेम फॉर्मेट में होगा जैसे पिछला था. पिछला क्या था? ताअल्लमा यतअल्लमू ताअल्लुमन. तो इसका क्या होगा? इसका क्या होगा? एग्जैक्टली तसाउलन. सेम होगा, वही पैटर्न है, बस थोड़ा सा इसका अलग है. उस पर शद्दा था, इस पे अलिफ है. वहां भी ऐसे ही था, अल्लमा में शद्दा था, जाहदा पे अलिफ था. उसी के मतलब कजिन तो नहीं बोलूंगा मैं, बट यस मिलते जुलते हैं. चेहरा, काम, थोड़ा सा ऑपोजिट इफेक्ट है, बट याद रखने के लिए ईजी है. वो अल्लमा से जुड़ा हुआ ताअल्लमा, जाहदा से जुड़ा हुआ तसाअला. ऐसे याद रख सकते नहीं, आपको तो इंडिविजुअल याद रखो, सबसे बेस्ट है. ओके, सो तसाअला यतसाअलू तसाउलन मजदर. दैट्स इट. बाकी सब तो हमको आना चाहिए. चलो इसम फाइल. मुतसाइलुन, मू ई साउंड, राइट? मू ई साउंड. ओके, पैसिव. नो तुसुइलुन, ये पहले, हाँ, लास्ट लेटर चेंज नहीं करना है और तनवीर नहीं ऐड करना है. ये वर्ब्स हैं. और ऊपर देखो, सीन के ऊपर फतह का मद है. सीन के अलिफ, फतह के बाद अलिफ आया हुआ. इट मींस इट्स एलोंगेशन ऑफ अ साउंड. तसाअला, इट इज नॉट तसाअला. तसाअला। अब आप सीन को आपको रूल के हिसाब से पैसिव बनाने के लिए दम्मा लगाना है, लेकिन सिर्फ दम्मा नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि वहां फतह का एलोंगेशन था, यहां पे दम्मा का एलोंगेशन वाव होगा। सो इट विल बी तुसूइला। थोड़ा सा 2 नॉच आगे जाके खींचना पड़ेगा उसको, तब उसका प्रॉपर पैसिव बनेगा। तुसूइला, राइट, तुसूइला। सिमिलरली प्रेजेंट पैसिव विल बी तुसा नहीं, यू। सेम वर्ड, यस, सेम वर्ड होगा, सिर्फ ऊ करो बस। ऑलरेडी आ की साउंड है उधर, युतसाअलु, राइट, युतसाअलु, युतसाअलु, एंड देन तसाउलन, सेम, या, यस, मू एंड अ साउंड, मुतसाअलु, मुतसाअलु, मुतसाअलु। कमांड क्या होगा? नहीं, मुंह नहीं आता कमांड में। हाँ, कमांड में कभी भी मीम नहीं आता है। देखो मीम, गौर करो मीम कहां कहां आता है। मीम इसम फाइल में आता है, मुंह इसम मफूल में आता है, जर्फ में आता है, बस यहीं पर आता है मीम। हाँ, तसाअल, हाँ, एक कमांड बनाने से पहले एक नज़र प्रेजेंट टेंस पे डाल देने का, या तसाअल, यह ड्रॉप हो जाएगा और बस तसाअल लाइटेस्ट। तो मीम तो है ही नहीं प्रेजेंट टेंस में, तो यहां भी नहीं आएगा। तसाअल, तसाअल, ला ततसाअल, ला ततसाअल, ला ततसाअल एंड मुतसाअलु, मुतसाअलु। जैसे मैंने बताया कि इसके रूट लेटर्स सीन, हमजा, लाम है, जिसका ताल्लुक सवाल से है, क्वेश्चनिंग से है, क्वेरी से है। सो साला, ये जो स्मॉल फैमिली है, विच इंशाल्लाह वी इंटेंड टू स्टडी ऑन सैटरडे, साला स्मॉल फैमिली, इसका मतलब है, अगर सहाला वर्ड आता है, इसका मतलब ही आस्क्ड, टू आस्क। साला ही आस्क्ड, यस अलू ही आस्क्स, राइट। सो नॉर्मल मीनिंग ही आस्क्ड। व्हेन यू टेक दैट्स नॉर्मल मीनिंग वर्ड एंड पुट इट इन दिस फैमिली, तसाअला या तसाअलु और तफाअला या तफाअलु, तफाउल family, when you put in this family, the core meaning, of course, as always, remains related to questioning, but it is not he questioned, because he questioned is sa'ala. So what is tasa'ala then? Tasa'ala, when you put in this family, again, most of the time, the meaning will be mutual. The meaning will be amongst one another. That is the meaning that you get when you put in tasa'ala. It is kind of a, again, same thing happening in a collective environment. So sa'ala, he asked. Tasa'ala means they asked one another. To ask one another. Tasa'ala, they have been asking one another. They ask one another. So tasa'ala, they asked one another. So that's why when you read amma yatasa'alun, it is present tense. This, they ask one another, but in the plural form. Yatasa'alu is, again, इसमें सिंगुलर फॉर्म आ ही नहीं सकता, क्योंकि इसका इनेट जो मीनिंग है वो ग्रुप का है। तो अभी आप बोलोगे तसाअला, तो सर वो ही आता है जल्दी, हाँ, लेकिन यहां पे ही आएगा नहीं, तो सिंगल के लिए तसाअला यूज नहीं होगा। इट विल नॉट मेक सेंस, क्योंकि इसका इनहेरेंट मीनिंग ही ग्रुप वाइज है, टू अमंग्स वन अनदर है, तो ये एक के लिए यूज होगा नहीं। तो जहां भी तसाअला आएगा वहां पे मीनिंग हमेशा प्लूरल ही होगा। They asked one another, they helped one another, they discussed amongst one another, they hit one another. So that will be the usual meaning of it. So इसमें ही आना बहुत रेयर है, या मैंने तो देखा नहीं, आएगा नहीं, मीनिंग ही नहीं है उसका। So यतसाअलु टेक्निकली सिंगुलर वर्ड है वो, लेकिन इसका मीनिंग प्लूरल में। लेकिन एक्चुअल वर्ड भी अगर प्लूरल बनाएंगे तो यतसाअलूना प्लूरल वर्ड होगा। सो जो जुज़ अम्मा की पहली आयत है, अम्मा yatasa'aluna. So yatasa'aluna means they are asking one another. Amma is actually two words fused together. An plus ma. An means about. Ma means what. So amma yatasa'alun, about what they are asking one another. About what are they asking? About what are they discussing amongst one another? This is Allah asking. Amma yatasa'alun. Ani nabayil azim. Oh, about that great news. Naba means great news. Anin, about the great news. Anyway, so yatasa'alun is asking one another. Amma yatasa'alun, an ma yatasa'alun, amma yatasa'alun. about what are they asking one another. So tasa'ulan, to ask one another, to discuss amongst one another, to query amongst one another, whatever it is, that type of meaning. Mutasailun, those who ask amongst one another, or one who asks amongst another, that is the people who are discussing, those are mutasailun. Passive, to su'ila, it was asked amongst one another, it was discussed amongst one another, it is being discussed, to ask one another. And then fahuwa mutasa'alun, that which is being discussed, that which is being asked amongst one another, mutasa'alu. Tasa'al, discuss, ask amongst one another, discuss. Don't ask amongst one another. This could be a good sentence to learn for the teacher. Don't ask amongst one, don't discuss amongst one another during the exam. La tatasa'al. Mutasa'alun, time and place of asking. Mutasa'alun. Okay? Fine. So that is your sarf sagir for tasa'ala, as I've been requesting you. Please do at least 1 or 2 sarf kabis. Take the thing, make the complete table. Okay? That would make you really good in this. Yeah. Yeah. नहीं पास्ट नहीं, प्रेजेंट टेंस है, प्रेजेंट टेंस. अम्मा यतसाअलूना, अगर पास्ट होता तो तसाअलू होता. अम्मा तसाअलू, दैट वाज व्हाट डिड दे आस्क, व्हाट डिड दे आस्क. नहीं, यहां से स्टार्ट हो रहा है मतलब प्रेजेंट है. अच्छा, बाय द वे, मैंने जो बोला था कि प्रेजेंट टेंस ऑलवेज स्टार्ट्स विद यतानी, दैट इज स्टिल ट्रू. ओके, यहां से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, बस एडिशनल ता आ गया उसके बाद, दैट इज द पार्ट ऑफ द पैटर्न. और ये यूनिक फैमिलीज हैं 2, इसके अलावा कोई नहीं है. ये यूनिक फैमिलीज हैं 2 जिसका पास्ट टेंस भी त से स्टार्ट होता है. बाकी ऐसा आपको किसी फैमिली में त से स्टार्ट होता पास्ट टेंस नहीं दिखेगा, अनलेस त इज अ पार्ट ऑफ रूट, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. बट अदरवाइज त नहीं आता है, कुछ भी आएगा त य नहीं आता है. दीज आर द साइंस ऑफ प्रेजेंट टेंस, बट दिस इज अ यूनिक फैमिली टू. सो द रीजन, सी you'll see that the way it is grouped for our studies is the first 3 families have a unique, they together have one unique thing. These 2 families have one unique thing, and the next 3 families that we are going to study tomorrow, they all have a unique thing. So this is the 3 groups, if you can, and it will if you categorize it this way and learn, it becomes easy. The first 3 families we studied, allama, jahada, aslama, उनके अंदर यूनिकनेस ये है जो किसी और फैमिली में नहीं है कि उनका प्रेजेंट टेंस दम्मा से स्टार्ट होता है. दैट इज देयर यूनिकनेस. देयर प्रेजेंट टेंस, ऑल दिस 3 फैमिलीज, देयर प्रेजेंट टेंस स्टार्ट्स विद दम्मा, नो अदर फैमिली स्टार्ट्स इट. इनका यूनिकनेस ये है कि दे ऑलवेज स्टार्ट विद ता, देयर पास्ट टेंस ऑल्सो स्टार्ट्स विद ता. ता इज अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट पैटर्न, जो किसी और फैमिली में नहीं है, तो नहीं आता है. ये इनकी यूनिकनेस है. अगले फिर 3 फैमिली की भी एक यूनिकनेस है, विच वी विल सी टुमारो. सो दिस इज हाउ इफ यू ग्रुप एंड स्टडी यू विल नॉट मेस अप कि भाई कोई भी वर्ड आएगा तो मुझे 8 फैमिली में चेक करना पड़ेगा. ये साइंस है, मैंने आपको बता दी. देखो प्रेजेंट टेंस दम्मा से स्टार्ट हो रहा है क्या? हाँ, तो ये 3 में से ही है, ये इसमें नहीं देखने की जरूरत नहीं. इसका पास्ट टेंस त से स्टार्ट हो रहा है तो ये दोनों में से ही है, और कोई देखने की जरूरत नहीं. सो you have to find, you have to focus, you have to come up with your own hints and clues to make your life easy. Otherwise every time a word comes you are like 14 families पढ़े हैं, कौन सा है, ये है क्या नहीं है, ये है क्या नहीं है, ये no, you don't do that labor work. Allah has given us an intellect. You classify and figure it out. Objective क्वेश्चन टेस्ट में कैसे करते हैं फटाफट. अगर हमको आंसर नहीं भी पता, राइट आंसर, व्हाट वी डू एलिमिनेशन. ये तो मुझे कौन सा राइट आंसर है ये तो नहीं पता मुझे, लेकिन ये नहीं हो सकता, ये भी नहीं हो सकता, तो हमने एलिमिनेशन से वो निकाल दिए जो नहीं हो सकते. क्या है वो मुझे नहीं मालूम. अब बचे 2, उसमें से भी यूज इंटेलेक्ट एंड give it a shot. Most of the time it comes true rather than out of 4, right? So that's what we should do here also. Instead of studying all 14, come up with your hints and clues. Look what you're getting. For that you will have to do tafakkur, tadabbur with the notes and practice. Then it will come, inshallah. So let's take a look at the members of this family. Tasa'ala, yatasa'alu, tasa'ulan. Here is the first family, which is having a small family but put in this family. Come on, give me the first one. Yeah. Takatulan, takatala, yatakatalu, takatulan. Now it's no brainer if I ask you what are the roots here. Yeah, katala. Katala, normal word. Katala, he killed, he destroyed. Katala का एक meaning destroyed भी है. Okay, not necessarily katala means every you kill it. नहीं, destroy भी होता है. Okay, this is used in Qur'an. Anyway, so takatala yatakatalu takatulan. What would be the translation of this? Can somebody help me out? Yeah, they are killing one another. They are destroying one another. You don't translate this as he killed him. No. Why? Even though the root is katal, he destroyed him. No. They are killing one another. They are destroying one another. You see, if I take this katala and explain you all the 4 families that we have studied together, this is how the meaning will change. This will give a good example. Small family means only root letters, no additional stuff. Katala, he killed, he destroyed. Okay. Then I put it in Allama family, same root letters. Katala, he didn't kill, he didn't destroy, he kept on doing it. That was a repetitive task. So when you kept on killing, when someone goes on killing spree, we don't say he killed, we say he massacred. So Katala will be he massacred. Katala, he killed. Katala, he massacred. Katala, jahada. Oh, they fought one another. Now this is between 2 parties. They fought one another. Because katala is reciprocative between 2 parties. And then you have takatala. This one. They are fighting amongst one another. They are destroying one another. See that? That's how the meaning takes forms. This is why it is called as morphology. The meaning morphs from one form to other, maintaining the core central idea. That's why now, I think by now you have realized the importance of SARF. That it is something which cannot be ignored. It is something that you cannot ignore and make yourself feel I will learn Arabic language. Not possible. Tashawara yatashawaru tashawuran means to take a shower. No, it doesn't. Yeah, mashwara, to discuss among one another. Tashawara yatashawaru tashawuran. Right? Consult one another. Mutually discuss. ताआवना यताआवनु ताउनन, ताउन करें मस्जिद के लिए, ताउन करें मदरसे के लिए. वो जो बोलता रहता है ना ताउन करें, उसको भी नहीं मालूम ताउन का मतलब क्या है. राइट? ताउन comes from awan. Awan means to support, to help. Taun, to help one another, to support one another, to cooperate one another. That's ताउन. ताउन, लेकिन हमारे माशरे में ताउन का मतलब है पैसा दो. ताउन करो मतलब पैसा. आप उसको बोलोगे मैं आपको हेल्प करता हूँ, दुआ देता हूँ. अरे भाई ताउन करो, मस्जिद बन रही है. ताउन मतलब पैसे से ही रिलेटेड है. बट ताउन का मतलब है टू सपोर्ट, टू कोऑपरेट, टू हेल्प इन वॉट एवर फॉर्म एंड शेप. उसको बोलते हैं ताउन. राइट? तावना या तावनु. Tagamaza ya tagamazu tagamuzan. You don't find this word in the daily practice. This is tagamaza means to wink, आंख मारना. वो जो दोस्त लोग आपस में करते हैं ना, आंख मार के किसी XYZ की टांग खींचते हैं, दो दोस्त की, बहुत दिन हो गया, तो वो that is tagamaza, to wink at one another. The hypocrites used to do it. When the Prophet ﷺ was there and the believers were there, they used to wink at one another. अभी देखो इन मोमिन की मजाक उड़ाते हैं, हम भी मोमिन हैं, हम भी है. They were like winking at one another and trying to make fun of Islam, Prophet and the Sahabas. Anyway, so tajawaza yatajawazu tajawuzan. Tajawaza yatajawazu tajawuzan. Tajawaz karna. You cross the limit. You go beyond the set boundaries. Had se tajawuz karna. Right? That's a tajawaza. To mutually do it or to do it as a something intentionally to cross. Jaiz word आपका यहीं से आता है. Jaiz means this is permissible. You can go, you can do, you can cross. Tajawaz, that means you have been told the boundary, but you still go across it. You try to bagawat kind of a thing. Tajawaz. Takhafata yatakhafatu takhafutan. Takhafutan. To, what's that? नहीं 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 नहीं, वो खौफ है, खौफ, वो खौफ है, दैट इज खावाफा, खौफ. दिस इज तखाफता. दिस इज, अगर आपको याद रखना है उर्दू से तो इसका मैं हिंट जो दूंगा आपको वो है खुफिया. खुफिया, खुफिया इन द सेंस, सी व्हेन आप इसमें बैठे हो, ग्रुप में बैठे हो आप 2-3 लोग, दिस इज तखाफता. टू स्पीक स्लोली, टू विस्फर, दैट इज तखाफता. तखाफता है ना किसी, और खुफिया उसी को बोलते हैं. खुफिया वहीं से आया, देखो आप, क्यों विस्पर और खुफिया का क्या रिलेशन है? खुफिया काम करते हैं, खुफिया बात करते हैं. खुफिया तो कैसे करते हैं? जाहिर तौर पे करते हैं? नहीं, धीरे धीरे करते हैं, छुप के करते हैं. तो ये तखाफता, वही तखाफता मीन्स धीरे बात करना, छुप के बात करना, लो वॉइस में बात करना. दैट इज तखाफता. टू डिस्कस अमंग्स वन अदर, टू विस्फर अमंग्स वन अदर, दैट इज तखाफता. That's how the word comes. So once you start understanding, आप उसको रिलेट कर ही लोगे. उर्दू से, उर्दू हमारी, पता नहीं उर्दू है कि नहीं, ज़बान मिक्स करके क्या बना दिया पता नहीं, बट थोड़ा बहुत हेल्प होती है उर्दू की वजह से. एकदम बहुत से वर्ड मिले जुले लगते हैं, उसको याद रखने, कनेक्शन बनाने के लिए हेल्प होता है. जैसे तकाफता और खुफिया क्या है? ओके, खुफिया मीन्स सीक्रेट, हल, धीरे, ये भी वही मीनिंग है, उसी का मीनिंग है तकाफता या तकाफत. ओके, that is तकाफता. that is तारफा या तारफू, तारुफन, तारुफ कराइए. what is तारुफ? आप उसको समझा रहे, मैं कौन हूं, वो उसको बता रहे, एक दूसरे का इंट्रोडक्शन कराना, तारुफ कराना. इनका तारुफ कराइए. क्या बोलते हैं तारुफ कराइए? मतलब क्या? यू गेट टू नो ईच अदर. ये क्या करते हैं, इनका नाम ये है, ये फला फला शख्स है. दैट इज तारुफ. तारफा या तारफू. रूट लेटर्स क्या है? आइन, राफा, अरफ. आरिफ, आरिफ मीन द वन हु नोज. The one who knows, arifun, ta'arafa, to know one another, to know one another, ta'arafa, ta'arafa, tanasara yatanasaru tanasuran. अब ये तो easy है. The root letters are noon, sadra. To help each other, to help. So if somebody asks, nasara means to help, what is tanasara? Easy, to help one another. That's how you get the meaning. That's how you use the families to your advantage. The SARF is there to make your life easy. But unfortunately, we Muslims take it as something which is very difficult, not possible to read, not possible to understand. This is not my language. I can learn a very cryptic language like English, but I cannot study Arabic. That is very astonishing. Anyway, so these are some of the members on the Tasa'ala ya Tasa'alu family. Let's quickly, I think only one slide is left, 1 or 2, that's it. We will just do a quick practice. I have taken a section from the Qur'an and I have highlighted some words. Let's see if I am reading Qur'an after this session, after studying 5 families, will I be able to recognize these highlighted words? Because what we studied is one member of that family. Like allama has 14 words. Allama, allama, allamu, allamu. So just because we studied allama, that does not mean in the Quran we will only get the word allama. No, we can get allamu, plural form. We can get allamtu, ana form, right? So that can only be recognized when you have practiced it. So this is directly Quran in front of you and we are looking at the words which are highlighted. The first word highlighted is tusabbihuna. Tusabbihuna. Now, is it from the 5 families that we studied? If yes, which? Yes, this is Allama family. How did you figure it out? Okay, for those who are still wondering, here is the one. You see, tusabbihuna. Again, if you have completed the fundamental course, this will be easy. Otherwise, it will be a challenging. Tusabbihuna, I know this is a plural word. So whenever you are analyzing a word, this is what you should do. We have practiced Sarf Sagir. Sarf Sagir shows only one word from the complete table. So my brain is tuned to recognizing those words or the format of those words only. So what I should do to make things easy is tusabbihuna. Okay, I don't want to solve it like this, because this is not how I studied. I didn't study the plural word. So what I will do is, I will make it singular. First of all, I will try to recognize, is it a verb or a ism? Starting with ending with una, this is not a ism sign. This is a verb sign. Okay, verb. Then the next question is, if it is verb, is it past or present? Well, past tense never ends in una and also doesn't start with generally. So it has to be a present tense. Yes. You got it right. This is present tense. Half job done. So we recognized this is a verb and it is present tense. Now I need to do is, this is plural. I know that una is always plural. So I'm not going to solve it as it is. I'm going to make it singular. So if tusabbihuna is a plural, its singular will be tusabbihu. Its singular will be tusabbihu. Okay. Tusabbihu. But ta is not the first word of the present tense table. The first word of the present table always starts with ya or you, whatever it is. But the letter is ya. So tusabbihu is not the first word. The first word should be with ya. So it will be yusabbihu. So the first word is yusabbihu. Now it matches with my word stored in the brain, which is yuallimu. Yusabbihu sounds like yuallimu. Yuallimu is allama yuallimu. So this should be sabbaha yusabbihu. So this means this is allama family and it is present tense. That's how we solve it. Always make the word in the singular form. Take it, because that's how we have practiced the sarf sagir. Sometimes it will be challenging to solve as it is. But the more practice you get, then over a period of time, you don't need to do that. You will immediately tell it. This is present, this is plural, this is allama family. Because there is a shadda in the middle. No other family has a shadda. There is another family is a shadda, but that starts with ta. So this should have been yatasa, yatasa, if it was ta'allama. You see that? So even if you have that hint shared amongst family, you still have another hint which will separate it. So this is allama yuallimu present tense. Okay, what about akbala? The next word. No brainer. Akbala is aslama. Here you don't need to do plural, singular. It's already in the singular format and this is the past tense. How do you know it's a past tense? Well, it's ending in fatha. And moreover, it is starting with kaf, because akbala is a part of the pattern. So kaf, present tense doesn't start with kaf. So those are the signs to tell you this is past tense and this is the aslama family. So past tense. Yatalavamuna. Yatasaaluna. So it matches so much that we don't need to do the singular thing. In the plural itself, you were able to match it. So this is tasaala family. And this is present tense because it is yata. Tasaala family. Talavama. Yatalavamu. Talavuman. Fahuwa mutalavimun. Tuluvima, yutalavamu, talavuman, fahuwa, mutalavamun, talavam, la tatalavam, mutalavamun. That's the whole table. Lama means to blame. Lama means to blame. Kisi pe ilzam dalna. So what is talavama? To blame one another, which we are expert at, right? Talavama yatalavamun, they are blaming one another. They are naming one another. Don't need to look the dictionary. If you know the basic meaning, you can translate it. Yatalamun, to blame one another. Ba'duhum ala ba'din yatalavamun. Some of them are blaming over the others. Ba'd means some. Ba'z ulamaon ka कहना है. Ba'z log. Ba'z means some. Ba'dahum, some of them. Ala ba'din, over some. Yatalavamun, are blaming one another. It becomes easy. Yubdilana. 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 Yes, because there is a sukoon on the ba. Sukoon on the ba. Ya is a sign of present tense और present tense के sign के बाद immediately सुकून आ गया. कौन सी family है? अल्लमा पे तो नहीं होता, जहादा पे भी नहीं होता, सिर्फ अस्लमा पे ही होता है जहां first letter सुकून होता है. That is the sign. Immediately it is aslama. It is aslama and it is present tense. So it is abdala, yubdilu, ibdalan. So yubdilana. This is two words, right? Yubdilana. Yubdilana. Okay, aslama and the present tense. What about kal muj? No dhamma on lam. Why? No, because of an, the lam has got fatha, not the da didn't get kasra. It is abdala yubdilu, right? So yubdilana, la got a fatha because of an. An is a harf of light. Yubdilu became yubdala. yubdila. Okay, aslama. The next, kal mujrimina. Kal mujrimina. So, yes, akbara. Okay, so this is how it works. Ka is a additional word. Yeah, ka is a additional word. So there are two words here. Ka al mujrimina. Now again, al mujrimina is a plural. So if I make it singular, the mujrimina will become mujrimuna. Mujrimuna will become mujrimun, and mujrimun will sound like muslimun, which is aslama yuslimu. Yeah. So this is ism file. It's aslama family ism file. Doer. Mujrimina. Una ina is always ism file. Ka means like. Kal mujrimina, like the criminals. Kal mujrimina. Ka asfim makul, like khaya hua bhusa. Surah Fil. Ka asfim makul. Ka asfim makul. Kal mujrimina. Ka means like. Jaise ke. Al mujrimina. Jaise ke mujrim. Kal mujrimina. Afa naj'alul muslimina kal mujrimina. The last word here, takhayyaruna. अल्लामा तखय्यरूना. त से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, अल्लामा नहीं हो सकता. त से स्टार्ट हो, तखय्यरूना. अच्छा चलो करके देखते हैं. अल्लामा यू हाँ इसे अल्लामा यू अल्लामा यू टेबल करोगे तो ये वर्ड आएगा ही नहीं उसमें. त से स्टार्ट होना है, राइट. त से स्टार्ट होना है. तो तखय्यरून, तअल्लमा, ये तखय्यरूना, तखय्यरूना. सो दिस इज नहीं कमांडिंग नहीं है, कमांड प्रेजेंट टेंस है ये. त से स्टार्ट ऊना एंड प्रेजेंट टेंस. तंसुरूना, त स्टार्ट ऊना एंड प्रेजेंट टेंस. दैट्स इट, तखय्यरून. So alhamdulillah, so that was a brief practice for you, that this is how you will have to do when you read Quran. Here is a summary of what we have done in the last 4 or 5 days. This is the summary of all the families. If you see, we started with family number 2, which is allama, then family number 3 jahada, family number 4 akhbara, family number 5 ta'allama, family number 6 tasa'ala. So the first 3 words which you need to create the table are allama yuallimu ta'liman, jahada yujahidu jihadan wa mujahadatan, akhbara yukhbiru ikhbaran, right? Ta'allama yata'allamu ta'alluman, tasa'ala yatasa'alu tasa'ulan. So 3 more are remaining, inshallah, that we will try to complete it tomorrow, which will take care of your big families. All the big families, inshallah, will be done by tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think it's a Friday. And then Saturday, we will be, inshallah, completing the 6 small families. So all in all, 14 families will be completed, inshallah. Any questions? So based on your question, I can deduce 2 things, Nazneen ma'am. First of all, you did not attend the first day session, or second, you attended late. Which of the 2 is true? Or both? No, I asked you a question. The way you are asking the question, I'm able to deduce 2 things. Either you did not attend the first day session, or you attended late. Which was true? Or you attended and you were too exhausted and you were sleeping. Which of the 3? Oh. One of them has to be true. You were absent, you joined late, you were sleeping. Which one you want to choose? which means the teacher is lying, the ustad is lying. Okay, so it's there in the very first note itself. On the day 1 itself, I told you, family number 1 is all small families. From 2 to 10, it's big families. So we started with the big families, 2 to 10. Once we finish 2 to 10, we are going to go to family number 1, which is all 6 small families. All the 6 small families are classified as family number 1. So unlike big families where family number 2 means only one format, allama yuallimu ta'liman, fa'ala yufa'ilu tafilan, that's the format. Family 3, only one format, 4. But family number 1 has 6 formats. they all come under family number 1, which will be done inshallah once we finish the big families. Okay? Okay, if no questions, then let's wrap it up. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum.